Welcome to devlog 3 of Silent Whispers. In this devlog a lot happens. We got new art and code. We switched from Notion task tracking to Codex. Here's the old task tracking if you're wondering. Here Dave tells us about Codex.
Every single task is a card, and you put the cards into various decks. To start, you're going to see all of your projects show up over here. And then if we go over here and look at decks, you can see the projects that I'm currently looking at. You build these decks, these stacks of cards, and we can see that not only are there a bunch of tasks in here, these different cards, but these tasks also have subtasks within them. I can see that there are 3 sub-cards within this. Let's take a look at the hand. So this is what I'm currently working on. I'll drag them over here to this done pile. I can also expand this and see the cards that are in everyone else's hands across all of the projects. And you can even take cards from other people's hands and drag them in yours, right? Oh, you want some help working on that task? Let me go take that card, movement, system, right? Save that card to the deck. That's it.
Kyle shows us his progress with the inventory.
See here, I have a little item struct here. So I have my name, my inventory tag, icon, which is like what it's going to look like, and then I'll have a list of items. So for example here, I have the apple item, which I'm going to work on with Shay, but we can replace these icons with whatever we want in the future.
After that, our repository breaks, which basically means we can't merge any of our changes. This is game breaking.
What's the plan?
Immediately.
I don't know. What's the plan? What's the
We're
plan?
panicking.
I know the answers.
Yes, Trey?
Bail ship, delete all of it.
So, I did what any responsible person would do. Ask for help. While we were waiting for the help to arrive, we planned out the next sprint. Yeah, here's the problem. Our repository's completely full. Dave came over and said he can host the repo on this computer, so we can have our own server, but at the cost of his internet. Well, we eventually fixed it by Marcus deleting some stuff and merging. Here's Marcus putting in some stuff after that.
I'm bringing full objects and assets into Unreal. I'll bring the well in first. We had several texture streaming errors and then just had a little bit of tweaking that needed to be done.
And now it's time to present.
Every time you open up the scene to start it, it will actually have the blended options menu and start menu that Kyle made last. The scene is traversable in the bar, along with adjusted lighting. I don't know what's going on with texture streaming at the moment. We plan to get that resolved. You can see some of the textures are really blurry and like chunky. I've personally went and redone the wall textures, the beam textures, and most of the lighting in here. You'll see a lot of things aren't casting shadows at the moment, but I plan to get that fixed soon. I replaced the fireplace, grill, and textures itself. We now have Dean's dialogue system is now merged with Kyle's inventory and menu system, so now it all works intertwined within the scene itself. And throughout the course of the dialogue, for now he gives you a key because the door to the front is locked, and you can see it pops up in your hotbar, but when you press tab, you can also see the inventory menu that Kyle's been working on this whole time, where you can move things around or use items. But now I can go over to the door that was previously locked, interact with it, and go into our new scene. This is where we will spawn. For some reason, it's putting our Z-axis way off, but normally it will actually go through here. So, you can see these are actually what the modular houses look like, so we could build the town from scratch now. This is one of the houses that Nick just made. You can see that it is fully textured, and we plan to use all these different assets to build the different homes. Chris made the carriage here, along with the road signs and the warning sign. Some of the textures have not been imported yet. I worked on the lantern post. Shelly, who's not here today because she's unfortunately feeling sick, has been working on our high poly for our wolf model. This is going to be one of the first enemies that interacts with the party. The high poly is almost done. She just needs a little bit more time to work on it. And then James, when he's not been programming with the scene transition system, he's been helping us build our first bandit encounter, which will also be our placeholder NPC.
Now Kyle will talk about the code.
Switch items around. You can use items by right-clicking in your image and actually use them in the world by pressing E. You'll see this apple is actually able to be picked up. If you're next to the apple and you press E, it'll add an apple to my inventory. This NPC will give me a key. All items have logic that can be applied. Certain objects in the world can actually require items, like this door. If I try to open the door without a key, it tells me the door is locked. If I talk to the guy here, he'll give me the key. This stuff will save between scenes along with my actual options. I have all the variables, including the spawning location, or the menu open, the inventory, options, all that stuff transfers over because of this nice little game object that is considered in the game instance. All this code is used for the inventory manager, but down here, you can actually add any items you want. And adding items is super simple. I use a data table where you can add item logic. I can just add a new item, name it like milk or something. And I can also give it an icon, whatever icon I want. I can determine where it can go. So these are block tags. Adding new variables is super easy. I just go to the struct, add a new variable, and I can always call upon struct that's saved from this data value from the inventory at any time. The actual menu is controlled by here. All of this has controller support, by the way. It just uses this crazy blueprint to read where things are.
It just kind of
Now, Dean will explain the dialogue.
where each path is like a true or false if you hit this response or that response. The custom tasks like the pickup. You can add that real quick to pick up certain lines.
And that was it for Sprint 2 of Silent Whispers. What did you think? If you have any questions, put it in the comments. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you want more content like this, please subscribe.